Hello my friends, and today we're going to take a look at a mod that is all about intelligence and immersion. If you like these two things, stick around. This is the one and only M-Hand mod, an intelligent HUD element that lets you get info at a glance, and then also not when you don't need it. Now if that does sound kind of confusing, well my friends, let me give you a hand. Alright, you can unsubscribe now. Just kidding, please don't do that. Now this is a very simple mod, but it's also a super cool mod. So for starters, you're going to notice now in your crosshair if you were to hover over something, and if it's something that you can interact with, once you do get to a certain point, you're going to notice there's a black X. And this X is going to let you know that it's something you can interact with, but you're not quite close enough. Once you get close enough, it'll turn into a hand. And if you keep hovering over that object, it's going to give you some kind of information. For this, it's just a chair. It just says object detected, which is nice. And I actually do like the hand, although in this very bloomy map, it's kind of distracting. But in most maps, it looks really good because it helps you understand where your crosshair is when you're grabbing something, which is always something that, in my opinion, is kind of infuriating in Garry's mod by default. Like, my god, look at this, man. That chair is glowing. This is what I look like when I go outside. Now, of course, this does not only work on items, but even things like doors. And right here, we can see some additional information. It says, use. Don't mind if I do. Now, you also do get this little jingle, which does let you know that you have detected something that you can interact with. Now, you can turn all this on and off, and as well as a ton of other settings in the settings tab, which we'll go over later in the video. But the one thing that I do find very fascinating is that certain items have special flavor text, which I think is awesome. For this, you can see it says danger because, well, it can blow up. And you know, with Garry's mod and certain items not really giving you a proper description on what it can and can't do, like in Half-Life 2, this normally blows up. But in Garry's mod, it doesn't, unless you have a certain explosive mod, like we took a look at in this video right here in the top right corner. But this one, on the other hand, does blow up. And of course, you can also look at the health bar we have up there, but what if you don't have that health bar? You can simply hover over it, and it says danger. And it even says flammable object detected, which is super cool. It's all contextual, and that's what makes this so intelligent. We can also blow the hell up, because why not? We're already here. Alright, sorry, I had to turn the HDR off. The map looks like doo-doo now, but we're gonna have to live with it, because it's gonna be a much better viewing experience without all the blooming effects. But the cool thing is that this also works with things like buttons. Right here you can see interaction detected. And it even says use so that you know you can turn it on and off. Alright, what about weapons? And if you guys want to know how I'm not picking it up automatically, in the description of the mod, they do recommend subscribing to the manual pickup mod, which uses vmanip, and it makes it to where you don't automatically pick up weapons, but it works. As you can see right here, weapon detected, SMG, and you get a good look at this awesome model. This is the kind of detail I'm talking about here. Like, there is just so much awesome stuff. Right here you can see it'll display the name of the weapon, crowbar. But what about the slam? I feel like the slam is always kind of, oh, nope, it does detect it. This is such a bizarre weapon. I wish we would have gotten this in Half-Life 2, but it's a good thing we have Garry's mod, right? Alright, so what about something that is not supported? Well, kind of like this lawn chair here, it'll just simply say, object detected, and you won't get any more information. Now, thankfully, the creator did painstakingly add some awesome contextual information here. Like with this, if it's a vehicle, you can see it says to enter, and that does apply to pretty much any vehicle that you can drive. What about the prisoner pod? We can't drive this, but we can still enter it. Ah, yes, this is nice. Alright, now we go on to my favorite portion of this mod, and that's going to be the NPCs. Right here you can see ID tag confirmed. Subject, Isaac Kleiner, eccentric scientist and longtime colleague of Freeman. And absolutely maniac driver. And over here we have Odessa. Wait. Alright, so I guess Odessa is an anomaly. He's not even on the list. But when you do hover over an NPC, you'll get a different prompt. You can see that there's those 3 dots. And I believe that indicates that it's an NPC and not like an item or something. Let's go ahead and try Mossman. Subject Judith Mossman, scientist with shifting allegiances. Love that. Bit of a spoiler there. Alright, Alex Vance. Skilled hacker and resistance fighter. Yep, that's pretty accurate. Alright, we're gonna do some rapid fire ones here. We got Wallace Breen, Administrator of Earth under Combine rule. Eli Vance, Alex's father and founding member of the Resistance. We also have Barney Calhoun, rebel and undercover operative within the Combine. And then G-Man. Whoa. We got a question mark. Unknown entity detected. I love that. That's so cool. So he gets a different prompt from all these other ones like this. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. There's so many cool little details and hidden secrets like this within the mod. Alright, so now we are in the Half-Life 2 campaign, and I want to see how well does this truly work within a more story setting. And well, we can see right here, these are just basic objects. We can't do much to them, but now we enter Isaac's lab, and this is where we can truly have some fun. The amount of hours I've spent in this room, I don't even want to know. But it always feels great to be back. It's like visiting an old friend. Anyway, as we go over some of these objects, you're going to notice that the majority of them are just basic objects. Alright, we are back because my computer decided to take a dump and everything just crashed. I don't know what happened. Thankfully, I was able to save the recording, but for the rest of the video, we're going to sit here on Construct because I know things won't go awry. Anyway, simply go over to Utilities, go down to M Add-ons, and then M Hand. This is where you can change a lot of the really cool stuff, including making the X white. So now, as you can see, the X is a lot more visible than that more darker shaded one that we had before. You can also have a different hand icon. I love this. It's like classic Windows almost. But the one thing I did want to show off in the campaign was the HEV suit, because when you hover over it, prepare for unforeseen consequences. And then I also wanted to see the head crab, but you know what? The head crab and the zombie don't have any dialogue. In fact, they don't have anything. Kind of like Odessa. But yeah, there's a bunch of cool settings here. You can increase the direct detection range so that you detect things from way further out. Pretty much anything you'd want to change in this mod, it lets you change. Now, I forgot to mention this, but if you do want to hide the icon if it's too annoying, simply press the right click or just hold it. And now it's gone. Once you let it go, it'll come back. However, you can also do this with left click in the settings, but I wouldn't do that because if you got a weapon, you'll probably be shooting it. And there you have it. That was the M Hand mod. Definitely an awesome mod, and I am a huge fan because anything that adds immersion or any kind of extra information is incredibly useful, especially in a game like Garry's mod where there's a lot of stuff you can do. But as always, you guys will be the judge. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like, subscribe. Check out my new channel down below for Pokemon Pocket content. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See you in the next one, and until next time, farewell.